Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We have got a few Dean dinners here. There's not that many, but the ones that I cooked were pretty good, so I thought I would still share them. We kept it simple this week, and as Luke was laughing earlier while I was editing, starting to edit this video, I was like, well, I cooked, this week. I did good. And then once I got through it, I was like, there's only like 3 meals. So anyways, as you see, for this first meal, we did tacos. This is actually the taco and rice. The rice recipe itself is in a whole separate video. I did a day in the life, and I'll have it linked in the description box so y'all can see it there. But we've really been enjoying that rice recipe. We've made it several times, and it's delicious, so I had to share it with you guys. For another night last week, we kept it simple and we ordered us some pizza. I thought this was pretty cool because it showing you that it had like a quality seal on it. So like once it's baked and they get it put in the box, they put a seal over the box, so it's sealed. So we had to cut it open to open the box. So I thought that was pretty cool. But we got a Philly cheesesteak and then an order of cheese sticks, and then we always get bacon and cheese, and that was dinner for that night. Luke decided to cook a night, honestly, because I was sitting there and I could not decide what I wanted. We had the pork chops thawed out, and then I also had chicken thighs thawed out, and nothing sounded good. I'm going through the funk where it's the same-o, nothing sounds good. So he decided to take the pork chops, season them up, and then he cooked them on the Blackstone. And then he also cooked some frozen veggies. He did cauliflower and he did broccoli. So on the pork chops, he just seasoned it with some complete seasoning as well as some fajita seasoning. And then here is the frozen veggies. He just put those frozen right on the flat top like that, and then just put some butter in there. And then he seasoned those throughout the cooking process with some fajita seasoning as well. And these were pretty good. So he's out there cooking that stuff, and I come in and I'm cook some rice. Just sounds good. So got a box of the rice-a-roni going, and I just threw a loaf of like Kroger bread that I had got marked down that I had in my freezer. I just thawed it out, and it just needs to be used before it starts going bad. So I threw it in there just to kind of heat it through where it's nice and yummy. But let's go out there and check on him. Everything looked delicious. Y'all know I already love that Blackstone, and the pork chops on the Blackstone was definitely a winner. We really enjoyed this dinner. For another meal, I actually went to the store to get this stuff because it just sounded so good. I was finally craving something, and so I made some lunch meat sliders, and it was delicious. For the turkey, it was private selection black pepper turkey, and then I did like the honey ham. It's private selection as well, the honey ham. And then I just had a few random slices of cheese I used up in the fridge. There was Havarti, there was Gouda, and then there was some provolone, but it was absolutely delicious. So I've got like 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Got some Dijon mustard, do like 2 teaspoons. Some Worcestershire sauce, a few dashes. Then I like adding paprika. Some complete seasoning. I've had a few people, like new people, that have asked what the complete seasoning is, and here's what it looks like. You can get the small ones like this at most Dollar Trees, but you can also find this at Walmart or Amazon. So here's what it looks like. But it's garlic, onion, salt. It says spices, herbs. So that helps. It smells really good. It's just, to me, it's like the perfect seasoning for anything. It's like just that perfect, I don't know. I use it on everything, y'all. And then I'm gonna add some poppy seeds. And then we like garlic, so I'm gonna add in some powder. And I just like to put it on top. I feel like this sauce on top with ham, like if you just do like ham and Swiss, this is so good. But I use it on any of like the lunch meat sliders like this, and it's really good. But my favorite with this sauce is the ham and Swiss. And I'm making a mess, which is normal. Get it all down in the crevices. Get it all down. Don't leave a spot out. And that's it. I'm just gonna pop it in the oven. The oven's at 400. I just leave it in there till it's all the way cooked through, get nice and toasty. Cheese melts. Yeah. So to go with the sliders, I'm just gonna make some quick French fries. The air fryer. I had a recipe that I actually wanted to try, but I'm being lazy tonight, and I'm just gonna do some quick air fryer fries. I'm doing them thin so they won't take that long to cook. I just did barbecue seasoning rub on them just to see how it is. They may be totally horrible. definitely enough oil. Okay. So they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be that crispy because they're still wet. I'm overcrowding. So don't do what I'm doing. But if you still need quick French fries, they still taste good. Oh, look, it says veggies. So this is what I'm using. We got this at Sam's. Can't open it. I'm just gonna add some more. Okay. So let's take these over to the air fryer. It might help if I plug it in. 400 for 20 minutes. And I just used the French fry setting. So we'll check them in a little bit. Last meal on this video, I made some tomato sauce meatballs. Pretty basic for the recipe that I use, so y'all can just follow along. But I've got a total of 3 pounds of hamburger meat. We did have company over, and so I did 3 pounds, and it gave us like 1 serving left of like meatballs left, so it was perfect for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Of course, Winston didn't need any, so if that helps you serving size wise. So for mine, I don't add any breading. I just basically use just the meat. I did add 2 eggs just to help kind of bind it together. And then I just keep it simple with the seasonings. Garlic, complete seasoning, Worcestershire, some paprika, salt, pepper. I mean, y'all can kind of season the meatballs to your liking. But once I get it all seasoned, I just mix it up really well, and then I just form it into balls. Luke, or his dad, normally makes like a bigger size meatballs. And sometimes I do those, and then sometimes I just do regular size. That's kind of what I did today. I just did regular size, like the normal meatballs, like probably a little bit bigger than like the frozen, meatballs that you can get in the store. But any size that you want, go for it. Now that the meatballs are all rolled out, I just like to kind of sear them in a pan. I don't like using the same pan. Like if you cooked these on the stovetop, I'm going to cook them in my Kasori cooker. But if you cook them in the stove, like on a, I cannot talk, y'all. If you cook these on the stovetop, which is perfectly fine, you could put them like in a bigger pan or like a Dutch oven, would work perfect. Just make sure that you pour that grease out before you put your tomato sauce in there, because you're going to have a big vat of grease like floating on the top of the meatballs, which that's going to happen. You are going to have some grease in your meatballs because it's ground beef. But if you take and sear them off like this, it helps release some of that grease. So it's not like a bunch of grease just sitting and floating. Just remember, you don't have to cook them all the way through. You want to just kind of sear them off. And then you're going to let them finish cooking all day, either in your Kasori cooker. You could probably cook these a little quicker in an Instant Pot, or like I said, you could do them slow in the oven. So it is totally up to you. But I kept it simple, and I just put it in the Kasori cooker, just so it would cook nice and slow all day long. So now that I've starting to transfer them over into the Kasori cooker, I like to put some of that tomato sauce, just kind of do it like in layers as you add your meatballs in. For me, it kind of worked out perfect because there really wasn't that big of a second layer, so I only needed 1 can. But if you are cooking like a vat of these, then you'll definitely need more tomato sauce, because you just want to make sure that they're pretty well completely covered in that tomato sauce. And I promise that the flavor from the meatballs is going to come out, soak up into that tomato sauce, and the flavor is just so good, I promise. Don't worry about adding any other seasonings or anything. Already have all your seasonings and flavor in your meatballs. That's why we added all of that flavor in there. So then as it cooks slow, it's going to soak in and it's going to marinate and into that tomato sauce, and it's going to be delicious. So this is the first time that I have made mashed potatoes in the Instant Pot. I really wanted to give it a try. I just kind of guesstimated. I didn't look up a recipe or anything. I just kind of went with what I thought, since I had been using the Instant Pot for a little while. So all I did is I took the potatoes, cubed them up, put them in there. I put about 2 cups of water in there. As you see, they're not completely covered. I added in some salt, and then I added in a little bit of that chicken base. Not much at all, but y'all, these were so good, so creamy and flavorful. I will forever make mashed potatoes in the Instant Pot. They fell right apart. I just did them for 6 minutes. As soon as that 6 minutes was up, I just hit the release, let it, let all that steam out, and y'all, they were falling apart. It was perfect. And then I forgot to film because the company had already come over. And so I forgot to film the ending process of me making the mashed potatoes. But I just did heavy cream and then a bunch of butter with some salt and some pepper. And they were absolutely delicious. So there's everything. Along with that, we just had some peas. And all we add to our peas is just some butter and some sugar. And then I had popped some Sister Schubert rolls in the oven. You cannot go wrong with Sister Schubert rolls. They are delicious. So this ends this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some recipe inspiration. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Please comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.